Joining me now to discuss these further is South African journalist and editor Diane Hawker. Diane, good to see you and thanks for your time as always. Now, Zuma's fight to have the state advocate Billy Downer removed from his case is now at a higher court, the Supreme Court of Appeal. Why has he taken this step?
Good evening, Sulaiman, and good evening to the viewers. Well, obviously, the former president is in what some would call the fight of his life. He has taken an approach that, before the trial begins, he would like the prosecutor in this matter removed. Now, as you mentioned in your intro, he has gone to the Supreme Court of Appeal, and the initial request was dismissed. However, he's written to the head of the Supreme Court of Appeal, Justice Mandisa, to reconsider that decision and to take into account what his legal team are saying are important facts that need to be ventilated in an open court. They're essentially asking for an opportunity to argue the case before a full panel of judges at the Supreme Court of Appeal. The Supreme Court of Appeal sits with 5 judges at a time and is the second highest court in the country. So getting a final decision on the matter from there would definitely sort of clarify a lot of the legal issues that the NPA and the Zuma team have been arguing. Now, the NPA says that they believe that these legal issues have been ventilated sufficiently. However, the Zuma legal team believes that there's a bigger, important legal question that needs to be answered by a higher court, and that's why they've gone to the SCA.
And has the Supreme Court of Appeal said anything about hearing the case?
The Supreme Court of Appeal has yet to give an actual date for a hearing, and that's part of why there was this delay. We saw a few weeks ago there was a provisional date given, and once again, Judge Piet Koen has had to give provisional dates for return. He's saying that the case should return on the 1st of August, just to establish what the situation is with the Supreme Court of Appeal. And if the SCA has made a decision by that time, then on the 15th of August, the case will go ahead. So there's a lot of stops and starts in this case. There was a story that was recently published in the Sunday Times that indicated that there was also a bit of a mix-up when it came to the email that was sent to Justice Maya, and her response to that has been delayed as a result of that email issue. Hopefully in the near future, there will be a date given. The Supreme Court of Appeal is a court that does deal with cases quite swiftly. And if they were to hear this matter, possibly things could be resolved by August. But of course, the Pietermaritzburg High Court is prepared already to have this case continue into 2023. Sulaiman, they spoke about potential dates of 2023 as well, which the judge has requested the lawyers to set aside so that if this case continues, they are able to actually have time on the court roll.
And Diane, Zuma is not the only accused in this matter. The French arms firm is also accused and awaiting trial. So what do their lawyers say about this delay?
Absolutely. It seems like there's quite a lot of frustration from the Thales team. In the past, the Thales group used to send an actual representative to court physically, and that person generally had to travel from France. And the court has essentially given some leeway that only their legal representative is actually needed up until such time that there's a firm trial date on the books. The lawyer for Tyler is actually telling the court, that it's turning into quite an expensive affair because he is not based in Pietermaritzburg. Few of the lawyers are based in Pietermaritzburg, and everyone ends up having to travel to that court every time that there is a postponement.
And now it seems like this case could be delayed even further, even if the Supreme Court of Appeal makes a ruling. Tell us more.
Yes, absolutely. The Supreme Court of Appeal is not the final court in the country. So even if the Zuma team were to be unsuccessful at the Supreme Court of Appeal, there is a possibility that they could choose to continue on to the Constitutional Court. When you look at the claims that they have and the allegations they are making, they would definitely fall within the kind of decision that the Constitutional Court would be sort of empowered to make as the highest court in the land, but also because it deals with certain constitutional issues as to the rights of someone who is facing trial. And that's a matter that could definitely be called on as a constitutional issue. So definitely a case that even if it is finalized by the SCA, we could see also going to the Constitutional Court.
Diane Hawke, many thanks for your time.
Thank you.